The question of the hour is Spider-Noir worth watching? Is it good? And to answer that question right off the bat, I will say you're in good hands with this one. Spider-Noir is a good time. Enjoyed it very thoroughly. If you enjoyed this character portrayed in the Spider-Verse movies, you're definitely going to like him here. I got to be honest here again. I was not impressed with the trailer. It seemed like Amazon or Sony or whoever was in charge gave them a budget of a much lower amount than we're used to seeing, and said, just do what you can with it, basically. I think the trailer didn't hide that, which was a worry of mine, but now having seen the series, I can tell you that it really wasn't that big of an issue. I never saw any glaring issues with budget. This is a series, and I won't get into any spoilers with this video, but this is a series that takes its time setting up the pieces on the board. You're never treated to huge action set pieces or fighting spectacles like we've seen in the Spider-Man movies. It's never anything of that stature. What you are treated to is a much more grounded, much more intimate character development piece. I think the series overall takes its time setting up the characters, and it works out very well for the series. Granted, it may be a turnoff for some viewers. It did take me a few episodes to get into the groove of the series. I wasn't sold on it right off the bat. In fact, the first episode, I believe, was kind of just a yawn for me. That's just me. I will say it. It's definitely one worth sticking with. By the time the credits rolled on the final episode, I wanted 2 to 3 more seasons of this show. Like, we desperately need more of this show. And that's something that I will say, it doesn't start out with a bang. It takes some getting used to some degree, which isn't a bad thing. I'm not saying Spider-Man has to be all just fighting nonstop. That's not what I'm saying at all. One of the worries that I had going into the show was that we have Nicolas Cage, who is our oldest actor to have played Spider-Man by this point. And I thought that we were going to kind of see some struggles with that, much to the same card that Skyfall played with James Bond, how that was a huge element to the story, that he was aging out of this profession. I feel like they do have some jokes here about that, and it is kind of brought up here and there, but it's never like something that brought my enjoyment of the show down. Like, he's still a Spider-Man that can very much get the job done. So it's a really great time. If you liked his portrayal in the Spider-Verse movies, you're definitely going to like him here. I think he's goofy, he's zany, he's serious when he needs to be. I think his performance is very well done here. The whole cast is phenomenally done here. For as many pros as I have for the show, it's got great pacing for the most part, great characters. A lot of the jokes here land. A very endearing performance by Nicolas Cage, I would say. Overall, just a well-produced show. I like the time period. I like almost all elements of the show. 2 things that kind of did stick out to me as a little bit of a negative, but I wouldn't really go as far as to fault the show for it, is that, like I said previously, the show doesn't start out with a bang. You very much have to kind of sit with it for a little bit. Another fault that I would kind of give the show is that it's kind of clear here that we didn't have the budget for like huge fighting spectacles or battles of a grand scale. Like, there's nothing, you're never going to see anything like that here. But what they do with the show is enthralling all the same. I really enjoyed it. I hope we do see more from Spider-Noir. My first introduction of the character was from the Shattered Dimensions game. Back when that first came out, I remember playing it and liking it very much. Funnily enough, Spider-Noir in that game is voiced by the same actor who played Spider-Man in the 90s cartoon, which I think is pretty neat. But as for the character from the Spider-Verse movies, I think they do justice to the character. It's a very good portrayal going from animated to live action. They do a very almost seamless transition here. I think if you liked him in the Spider-Verse movies, you're definitely going to have a good time here. I highly recommend it. I think it was a very fun time overall. I really do hope that we see more from this series. Like I said, I could go on to see 2 to 3 more seasons of the show and not be tired with it whatsoever. If we can expect this type of quality from the series, I think we're in good hands here. Thank you for sticking with me.